Hi everyone, my name is Cindy and I'm a physiotherapist at ABC Health Clinic Vaudreuil.
And I'm Irene. I'm a physiotherapy technologist at ABC Health Clinic Vaudreuil.
So today's video is about menopause. We're going to talk about what menopause is, what are the key symptoms that you might be experiencing, and how we can use exercise to improve all the negative impacts you might be going through at this stage of your life. So let's jump right in.
So what is menopause? Menopause is a natural transition that includes 3 phases. So you have perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. So perimenopause is the years that are leading up to menopause, where your hormones are fluctuating and your period starts to become irregular. Menopause is actually only one day of your life. It's the day that marks 12 months of not having your period, and perimenopause is every day that comes after that. And the key driver to this is a decline in your estrogen and progesterone in your body. The hormonal shifts affects more than just your cycle, and it triggers symptoms more than just hot flashes, sweating, heart palpitations. It can also impact your musculoskeletal system. So for your muscles, it can cause decreased muscle mass. It can increase body fat as well. Your bones, it decreases the bone density. Your joints, it can reduce the stability and also increase the stiffness as well. And your cardio fitness, you're going to notice changes in your endurance. You might be a little bit more fatigued. For urogenital, you might have some urinary leakage, vaginal dryness, and pain or discomfort in the area. And when it comes to your brain, you might have a bit more brain fog, mood swings, and sleep disruption.
So before we talk about what actually works, let's clear up a few things that society often gets wrong. You've probably heard the messages before, like once you've hit 60, you should switch to only gentle training like yoga and walking because you might get yourself hurt, or that your body is just slowing down, so you should just accept it and do less. Or something like lifting heavy is dangerous at your age, and cardio is the only way or the best way to lose weight at this point. But here's the problem. These beliefs are outdated, and in many cases, they're holding you back. In reality, menopause is not a reason to train less, but a reason to train smarter. Your body still responds to strength and intensity. Avoiding load can actually accelerate muscle and bone loss, and doing only low-impact exercises at this point may not be enough stimulus to create changes in your body anymore. So instead of doing less, we're going to focus on doing the right things.
So here are the 4 types of exercises that matter the most during this phase of life. The first one is going to be resistance training. This is the most important one. As we get older and with menopause, we tend to lose muscle faster and gain more fat faster as well. Resistance training helps to preserve and gain muscle mass, support bone mineral density, and improve your metabolism, which means that you burn more calories at rest and you burn more fat when you're exercising. While traditional moderate load training in the 10 to 12 rep range, it can help you maintain the muscle mass that you have, but going the next level and lifting heavier during menopause is a lot more effective for counteracting the effects of declining estrogen and building more strength and muscle mass. So when lifting heavy, a little goes a long way. Here's a few examples of exercises that you can do. What you're going to want to do, you're going to want to lift as heavy as possible for you to be failing at around 5 repetitions. So usually 3 to 5 repetitions, and you want to do 4 to 6 sets of each exercise. This only requires 2 to 3 trainings per week. And you want to focus on compound lifts such as squats, deadlifts, bench press, rows, lat pull downs. You have a lot of options, especially if you're close to a gym, but you can also make it work at home really easily. So if you're new to lifting, please start gradually and consult a physiotherapist or a kinesiologist to get a proper guidance.
All right, so next up, we're going to talk about aerobic training. Instead of doing long and exhausting sessions of cardio, focus on intensity. Research have shown that high-intensity interval training presents multiple benefits in menopausal women, including improving your cardiovascular function, reducing stubborn belly fat, decreasing stress, decreasing overall inflammation in your body, reducing hot flashes, as well as improving cognitive function and memory. When we perform high intensity interval training, the target intensity that we're looking for is something that gets your heart rate to 85% of your heart rate max. So if you don't know how to calculate that, you can use a simple formula, which is 220 minus your age times 85%. Or if you're wearing an Apple Watch, you can look for something at zone 5 of your heart rate. Another way to know if you're at the right intensity is to use something called the rate of perceived exertion scale from 0 to 10, and you're aiming for an effort level of 9 to 10 out of 10. So by doing this kind of training, you're going to be giving like short bursts at high effort and only performing 2 to 3 times per week. An example of this is Tabata training, which requires 20 seconds of your near maximal effort and followed by a 10-second rest. Repeated 6 to 8 times, take a full rest, and then repeat up to 3 sets. You can do Tabata training using different forms of exercises. So it can be done on a spinning bike, it could be a kettlebell swing, it could be burpees, and jump squats, and many other more.
All right, so next up, we've got plyometrics training. Plyometrics training is also known as jump training, and it's often overlooked, but it's critical for bone health. So when you put stress on your bones, they respond by bulking up their density. Having better bone density as you get older lowers your risk of osteoporosis and broken bones. Jumping exercises can also increase muscle strength and power, as well as improve cardiovascular health. They can come in forms of running, playing pickleball, or specific jumping exercises. We're going to show you a few examples for what can be done isolated, especially if you're new to jumping. If that's the case, do 8 to 10 reps of the exercises, take a break, and repeat 1 to 3 sets. If you feel comfortable, you can also do circuit training, combining the different jumping exercises together. For example, a circuit could be 45 seconds on and 15 seconds off, aiming for 3 circuits with 5 minutes rest in between. It is recommended to do these 2 to 3 times a week for best results, and always scale based on your comfort and joint tolerance. So some exercises include jump squats, jumping jacks, side hops, and skipping.
And finally, we're going to talk about some exercises for stability and mobility. Stability and mobility are actually two sides of the same coin. When you have good stability, you can move quickly and powerfully without getting hurt. And when you have good mobility, you then have the freedom to move the way you want without any restriction or too much stiffness, which actually makes you more stable because then you can catch yourself effectively when you are knocked off balance. Mobility exercises can look like foam rolling and active stretching. And stability exercises include core work, such as planks, dead bugs. It could also include like lower body stability exercises like curtsy lunges, single leg airplanes. It could also include the use of balancing equipment like the Swiss ball or the Bosu. These exercises can also be a good warm-up before your sessions of weight or cardio training.
All right, so if you're getting into all of this exercise, you have to know how to exercise when you're tired or achy. So it's bound to happen. It's important to consider what your body's fitness level is before you start engaging in any types of physical activity. So if you're feeling tired or achy, don't be shy to do shorter workouts. They still count. You can adjust the loads, so lower your weights, take your time with it, and prioritize your recovery. So again, don't be shy to take a few days off. If you feel like your body needs it, let it recover. So consistency matters a lot more than intensity. So give your body the time that it needs to adapt to that.
And also, if you're noticing persistent joint pain, any urinary leakage or pelvic heaviness, as well as severe fatigue or dizziness, it's worth speaking to a healthcare professional before continuing your exercise routine. As well, if you have osteoporosis, please be cautious with impact and loading. Consult before to get a more personalized training program that is more suited for your needs.
And finally, try to have a bit of a mindset shift. So menopause is not the beginning of a decline. You can still build strength, you can still improve fitness, and you can still feel strong in your body. And exercise is not a punishment. So we have to look at it in more of a positive light at this phase of life. It's one of the most powerful forms of self-care that you have.
Thank you guys for watching. We hope you've liked this video and we hope you've learned something valuable out of it. See you next time.